A while ago, I met a friend who was explaining to me how his manager frequently assigned him tasks that were out of his job profile. And he's learning how to say no to such demands. On my way home, I was reflecting on my own corporate journey. I couldn't even recall how many times I would have actually said the word no. In fact, what I remember is being the person to help across departments, taking on the task which nobody else wanted to do. I tried to help wherever I could, whether I did it myself or whether I did it a little tactfully. Saying no was not so much a part of our practice back then. However, I built recognition and relationships by saying yes whenever I knew it mattered. People from different departments knew me, thanked me, and some of them are still in touch. When I transitioned into business, I decided to carry this practice forward. I focused on giving more than I received to my clients, and this resulted in referrals and long-term good relationships. This affirmed to me that I was and still am on the right track. Now I wonder, do I simply not know how to say no? But after some introspection, I realized that is not the case. I do know how to say no, but I know when to say yes. In my experience, there are certain times that saying yes truly helps you build a strong career. And I'm going to share 3 principles that I've learned along the way. First one, value, adding and receiving. One of the most important factors to consider before saying yes is looking at the value you're going to add and receive. Giving without receiving any returns will eventually lead out to burnout and frustration, no matter how noble your thought would be. Over time, the act of giving can feel exhausting and less rewarding. Now, you need to recognize that value comes in 3 forms: money, recognition, and relationships. In my own experience, doing extra work sometimes which is out of my scope would seem good if there was an incentive involved. But more importantly, I recognize the visibility that comes as delayed gratification, which placed me in a better position to bargain when the time was right. Helping others also builds network and relationships that can be invaluable in the long run. Sometimes I used to make tactful use of this value to get more work done. It's about understanding that the value you give now could often be rewarded later. Not always in the form that you may expect, but in ways that truly matter. Second, visibility, recognition, credit. Saying yes is a good way to create visibility. Every time you help someone from another department or take on work outside of your scope, you start building a personal branding. People start recognizing you as a reliable go-to person, and that can open many doors of opportunity. Visibility often creates recognition, and recognition often creates dependability and trust. Now, while saying yes can create positive visibility, but it is important to learn skills of delegation, prioritization, and smart communication to avoid burnouts. If you are giving more but not receiving the recognition and credit that you deserve, then the skill of saying no might come into play. But saying no doesn't always have to be negative. You can say no very tactfully and smartly. I still remember that my way of saying no would be to assure the person that not me but someone else was the right person to give them the results that they want to see. Like that, the person would understand that my intent is not to say no, but just to make sure that the best result comes out of the given task. Number 3, knowledge and skills. When I started my business, I would say yes to almost everything. Student training programs, corporate training programs, training for kids, even anchoring. Sometimes I used to say yes to things I didn't even know how to do and then see to the execution later. I believed that if I kept focusing on how to do things, I will get stuck. But saying yes first and then discovering how to do it would teach me something new about something I still didn't know. Saying yes often opens windows to new experiences, learning, skills, and knowledge. In the process of figuring out the execution, you will develop your networking, problem solving, and communication skills. More importantly, you start building this attitude of never giving up, and this starts working for you also. I have met with many successful people who started out their journey by saying more yeses and then slowly and steadily building up the skill and strategy to executing them. Now the question remains how to say yes to everything without overextending yourself. The answer lies in reflecting on the value of every opportunity. Ask yourself, what value will I be adding and what value will I eventually receive? And if either of these answers feel rewarding, say yes. On the flip side, it's crucial to say no to bad habits, toxic people, and excuses that hold you back. Saying yes to opportunities that contribute to your growth will bring you abundance of money, recognition, and learnings. In conclusion, I believe saying yes and no should be thoughtful with the awareness of what could come at the end of the task. This is essential for building a long-term stable career. So the next time you are met with an opportunity, before you say no because it's someone else's work or it is not a part of your job description, just think of the delayed rewards it can generate for you. Remember, saying yes is also an adventure. Embrace it and watch your professional journey unfold.